Thank you, Dr. Rao. That was very enlightening. We have lot many questions for you, though many are similar in nature. So what we'll do is we'll try to club those similar questions and put it up to you. One category of question relates to FDI. How the FDI in retail will help improve the economy? Is FDI not a sweet poison for India as it will reduce employment levels? Similar questions, if you can answer them.
Well, I think Dr. Tharoor very amply and beautifully described the advantages of FDI. And being an economic student, I think, the positives, I can very safely say that positives far outweigh the negatives. As we see organized retail, we see organized supply chains coming into being. We see, therefore, minimal role of middlemen adding layers of pricing to it, and therefore on inflationary pressures. More importantly, issues like, say, captive farming. I mean, that is one thing which we have seen domestic entrepreneurs take up on for captive farming, be it an MNC or a domestic player in food industry. The captive farming has actually helped assure the farmer and realize absolutely the best price and a sustained assured business. So I think organized retail is only going to provide huge opportunities, not just in inflation control, but to my mind, I think even in creating employment. Because I'm just taking an example from my other hometown, which is Bangalore. There was this mom and pop store. He used to employ, he was just very less, I would say less organized. Emulating, examples from, say, the Future Group and other organized, domestic organized retail, he also started to reorganize his business. And lo and behold, what happened? He earlier used to employ 2 boys just to set things right. Today, he employs 20 people to put things right, to create business, to take the goods to the different households. So what he has done very cleverly is combine mom and pop features in a highly personalized manner. Plus, it has given him scale. It has given him opportunity to grow in terms of hiring new people. So I do not understand this so-called perceived notion of it'll render people unemployed. In fact, to my mind, it will serve exactly the opposite purpose, that is of creating employment opportunities and in a more systematic manner with limited uncertainty. What do you have in agriculture? You have disguised unemployment. You have 10 or 15 people working on the same farmland producing, say, 100 kilos of a food grain. You don't need them. You don't need 10. You can do the same thing with 4. You can use those 6 people to get employed elsewhere. So I think that similar principle does prevail here. So I do not really agree at all, both on in terms of whether it will render people unemployed or if it will do little in terms of managing inflation. In fact, I think it's high time we got it on board.
Thank you. The next question. Sorry, I'm not naming the people who have asked the questions because many similar questions have come from different people. So just asking the questions without the names. What is the scope as career? What is the scope in career in economics or as an economist for the budding management students?
On a lighter note, be it a boom or a trough, economist never finds himself or herself out of job. Because when it is boom time, everyone wants to know how long will the party last. And when it is trough, everyone wants to know, oh, when are we going to recover? Okay, having said so on the lighter vein in a joke, on a serious note, very clearly, today the way economics, the role of economics has become very central to business decisions. It cannot be undermined. I'm not saying it because I'm an economist. I'm saying it because I myself have witnessed the evolution of the role of an economist in a business venture, be it in a real manufacturing sector or be it in a financial sector, which I belong to. The role of economics becomes so important. Why? Because we live in an uncertain world. We need to have an outlook on how should my business grow. For that, economic understanding of principles of economic behavior of all the people is very important, be it for, as I said, for consumer, for, entrepreneur, or whoever you need to have. You need to understand what will work and what will not work. And I think across businesses today, we have seen a trend, a rising trend of economists being hired in the manufacturing sector, in the real economy, and of course, needless to say, in the financial sector. So quite clearly, I think today economists' role is pretty much central in providing very strong inputs for business decision making.
Thank you. Another set of similar questions. Whether you are in favor of consumption-based economy or you are in favor of traditional saving-based economy, as India has had in the past so many years?
I think it needs to be a combination of both. The reason I say it is because when you have high per capita disposable incomes, it does not mean that you're consuming everything and you're saving nothing. Your income levels permit you to do both. And that's exactly what we saw in the period 2004 to 2008. Your savings ratio went up from 24% to 33%. What happened to consumption? You saw consumption boom in the economy, okay? People right up to the rural level. I have to relate to you a small example. I live in Mumbai, and Alibag is a coastal touristy place, and we were driving down there, and it was such a brilliant revelation of the consumer boom, of the power of consumer. That was the time when supermarkets had just begun mushrooming, even not just in Mumbai, even in these areas like Alibag and so on. And we just stopped over to buy some water. What do we see? These were the local fishermen population, pulling their carts and having the freedom of choosing what they want to consume. Earlier, I'm not trying to, belittle the mom and pop store, but earlier, your kirana wala will tell you, mere paas ye 2 sabun hai, le lo, okay? Today, the consumer took his cart and saw 10 brands of soaps. I have the choice to choose. I have the choice to, make a decision of what detergent I want, what soap I want. And that, I think, the freedom of choice backed by, enough earning power, enough spending power actually has led to consumer boom. So I don't think I can use them mutually exclusively. So if you are a thriving, growing economy, you can consume as well as save. Both the levels are only going to continue to rise.